Hey guys, welcome to another video. If you're new here, I'm Kelly, and today's video is the first of my Flashback Friday series. So here in the month of January, we are doing a whole month of nothing new. That means we're not talking about new makeup, we're not doing any makeup hauls, we're not reviewing new makeup. We are simply enjoying our collection and makeup that we already have. I was inspired by Mandy Leah to do a whole month of nothing new, so I will have her channel linked down below. But I also thought it would be fun with all of the best of beauty going around, and I did just film my best of beauty for 2020, so I'll link that here if you didn't get a chance to check that out. But I thought it would be fun to take a walk down memory lane, to revisit the best of beauty years past and let you know what I think about those products. I have been on YouTube since 2015. So I have a best of beauty for 2015, 16, 17, and 18. I was on a little break in 2019, so I don't have a best of beauty there to share with you. But today, we're doing a little rewind. We're taking it back to 2015, and I'm going to go over the skincare and makeup items that I mentioned in my two videos that I did, and I'm going to kind of give you an update on them. Now, I'm not going to dive into each of these products in depth and why I liked them, because if you're really interested, you can go back and check out those videos. Keep in mind, they are older, okay? It's 5 years ago. A lot has changed in 5 years here in the YouTube space, but you can go ahead and check those videos out if you're interested in knowing a little bit more about why I liked those products. But today, and for this series, I just want to share with you where these products are now. Are they still in my collection, or have I kicked them to the curb and replaced them with something else? So why don't we go ahead and jump into the video. Okay, I do typically get a lot of questions about my lip product and I never remember. So real quickly, I am wearing the Juvia's Place lip liner in So Rare. I then have the Tarte Cosmetics Beach Babe lipstick on top of that. And I topped it off with the Baby Brute Gloss Bomb from Fenty. This was in their holidays set. So I will have these products listed down below if you're interested in checking them out. But my Best of Beauty 2015, I broke it up into two parts, skincare and makeup. In the skincare video, I talked about a face wash by Philosophy, the Purity Face Wash. As you can see, this is still very much in my collection. I do like to dabble in different skincare products. I am a skincare junkie, and this has been a product that I have come back to time and time again. I really feel like it cleanses my face without stripping it. It doesn't make my skin feel extra dry. In case you don't know, I do have dry skin, and it doesn't irritate my skin or cause any redness. I don't think that it's the best for removing my makeup, so I do go in with a makeup remover first, but this product is still in my collection. I also talked about the Caudalie Toner and the Dermadoctor Wrinkle Revenge Eye Balm. If you watched my latest empties video, you saw both of those in there. I am still using both of them, although I did mention in my empties video that the Dermadoctor Eye Balm is one that I'm having a hard time finding. I liked that eye cream because it's safe for your upper eyelids, and I do suffer with eczema, so that's why I really liked it. Used to be able to find it at Sephora and Ulta. I haven't been able to find it there, but I did still see it at Macy's, I believe. So I'm trying coconut oil on my eczema eyelids until I can get into a dermatologist. Also, the Caudalie Toner, I do like to switch up my skincare, so I currently have a different toner in my collection, but I've already repurchased my Caudalie Toner because I like to go back to it. I had a moisturizer, the Clinique Dramatically Different Moisturizer. I honestly forgot about that moisturizer. I probably haven't used it since 2015. Now, thinking back, I do remember the reason why I stopped using it was because I was looking for a moisturizer that had SPF in it. I am a natural redhead and I do live in Texas, but now that I think about it, I don't think I ever found a moisturizer with SPF. And I really remember enjoying that moisturizer. I felt like it was very hydrating, and I really did like it. I had repurchased it several times, But yeah, that's why I stopped using it. I wanted something with an SPF in it, and now I don't even use one with an SPF in it. So that's interesting. I also used the Origins Nitamins Night Cream. I don't know if that's the proper name for it, but I will be inserting pictures of each of these products as I talk about them. I went through the Origins Nitamins so many times. I repurchased it countless times. It was very hydrating on the skin. I would use it as my nighttime moisturizer. It smelled delicious. Like, the scent reminds me of a creamsicle. The reason why I stopped using it was because when I got pregnant, I got very into skincare, and although my doctor only told me to stay away from retinols and salicylic acid, I went down this rabbit hole of searching for skincare that was pregnancy safe, and I found this website, 15 Minute Beauty, I think is what it's called. I'll link the website down below, but she talked about a lot of pregnancy safe skincare and makeup. And I think the Origins Nitamins had like salicylic acid or a retinol in it, one or the other. So I stopped using it then, and then I was nursing, and I just haven't gone back to it, but I do remember really enjoying that one as well. I also mentioned a Boscia Oil in there. Now I am just looking off of my handwritten notes, so if you're like, why don't you know the full names? That's why I just jotted down notes. But I mentioned a Boscia Oil in there, and if I'm remembering correctly, it was in like a pink bottle or something. And I remember liking it, but I've just tried other oils since then. One that I went back to time and time again is the Josie Moran Argan oil. So you've seen that in some empties videos recently, but that's the oil that I tend to repurchase now, is the Josie Moran, just because I feel like Argan oil is just what it says. It's like just Argan oil and not really a combination of things. Another blast from the past is the Glam Glow Hydrating Mask, the one in like that greenish container. I remember buying the smaller sizes of those, and I would load that up on my face, and I even think that I used to sleep in it. And I can't remember why I never repurchased it. In all honesty, it's been a really long time since I've done a mask in general. And I just purchased the Pharmacy House of Gold holiday kit that they came out with, and I think there's a face mask in there that I have yet to try, but I do really remember enjoying the Glam Glow. I think it gave me a lot of hydration. I just haven't used it in several years. Glam Glow used to be the OG of masks here on YouTube. Then we go into part 2, which was my makeup. And I did have a few lipstick products. So I mentioned MAC's Fast Play, NARS Anna, ColourPop's Trap Liquid Lipstick, and Buxom White Russian Lip Gloss. I do have the Buxom White Russian Lip Gloss. It's right here. This is not the same one from 2015, by the way. I did repurchase it. This is currently in my project pan. I love this lip gloss, so that is still a favorite. I am no longer a fan of the ColourPop liquid lipsticks. So I did really like ColourPop's Trap because it was more of like a purpley gray mauve shade. And I think that Kylie Cosmetics Malibu would be a better option if you like the Trap shade. I really was starting to get into liquid lipsticks around 2015. A lot of people were talking about ColourPop at the time, so I had a ton of their liquid lipsticks, and while I liked their shade range and the colors, I really liked the color of Trap. Their liquid lipstick is very drying. So if you have fine lines or if you have dry lips, it really would like suck in and make your lips feel tight, and you could see all of the little cracks and creases. So I have not used their liquid lipsticks in a really long time. MAC's Fast Play was I think more of like a deeper mauve shade. I guess if you really want to see it, you can go back into that video and see it. But I used to have a ton of MAC lipsticks because back in 2015, when I was starting my channel, everybody was very big into having this large MAC collection. And I really liked Fast Play. That was a shade that was great for me. The only thing about the MAC lipsticks is they go bad very quickly. So I try not to have a huge collection. I do still really like their lipstick formula, but I try not to have a huge collection just because they do go bad quickly, and they'll create like little bumps on my lips when they go bad. NARS Anna, sadly, that is one that I had to declutter because I just 2015 was a long time ago, so I can't still have that product. But that is a lipstick. Out of the 4 that I mentioned, Buxom White Russian was a repurchase for me. I would repurchase NARS Anna. I remember the NARS lipsticks were a little bit more on the pricier side, and I do think they are a little bit more drying, if I'm remembering correctly. I had Anna and Anita. Anna had more of a purple undertone, and Anita was more of a mauve shade. So if I were to repurchase, I would repurchase that formula, but I think nowadays I would repurchase Anita over Anna. I also had the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz, and as you can see, it is still in my collection. I still do my brows basically the same. I use the Brow Wiz in Caramel, the Brow Definer in Caramel, and the ABH Clear Brow Gel. Still my brow routine. The primer that I was using, that I was loving, that I repurchased time and time again is the Too Faced Hangover RX Primer, and I'm actually interested in getting that again. I have not tried it in years. I remember really liking it because it was hydrating, but it also created a tack on the skin, so I felt like my foundation was really sticking to the skin. But again, that's another one. I stopped using it because in finding 15-Minute Beauty, when I was searching for pregnancy-safe skincare and makeup, there was like a product, I don't know, licorice root extract or something. I honestly have not done the research, okay? So if you're pregnant, don't necessarily listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about. I just found this website. I was trying to make sure that I wasn't putting anything bad in my body, and part of the reason why I went down that rabbit hole is because before getting pregnant with my daughter, I did have a miscarriage, so I was being extreme. I was being extra careful. But the Too Faced Hangover RX Primer was one that was on the do not use list, so I did not use it. However, it was a really good primer, so I would be interested in picking that up again. The Becca Under Eye Brightener is one that I've been thinking about again lately. It's more of a salmon tint. It has like a creamy consistency. It's a little bit thicker. It comes in a pot form, and I would just take my finger and dab it right where the darkness is the deepest on my inner corners. And I would put that on before my concealer and before my foundation to cancel any dark circles. I do remember really liking it. I think it dried out before I could use it completely. And in all honesty, I've been thinking about picking it up again. But the only reason why I haven't is because Maybelline has a similar concealer, but I think it's called their Brightener. It's a little bit more of a thinner consistency, but it's that same salmon color. So if I do repurchase that product, I think I'll go the Maybelline route, just because for the price, Becca is more expensive and I wasn't able to use it all. Foundation that I mentioned was the Urban Decay Naked Skin Foundation. This is not the same one from 2015. I have repurchased this maybe 4 times. This might be my 4th bottle. I do get the shade 3.0. Sadly, this has been discontinued, but this was a favorite of mine. It was very light. I really enjoyed it for an everyday wear. It worked beautifully on the skin. It is definitely a lighter coverage, so if for some reason you're able to find it in your shade, do know that it is a light coverage and it doesn't really build up that well, but for me and for my dry skin, that was a really nice foundation. So when I saw that it was going out of stock, I did pick up one last one to have in my collection. I also mentioned the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. Now, I did go through the Secret Brightening Powder, I think twice. I think I finished up 2 full size, or maybe not even full size, but 2 minis of that powder. And then I decided that I no longer liked it because it is a brightening powder and it has like these little, what look like specks of glitter. I don't know if it's actual glitter, but these little specks, and I think the specks that were in it were what was supposed to make your under eyes look very bright. But if you know me, you know I'm not a fan of glitter. I don't like the mess. I don't like having glitter all over my face. So that was a product that once I used it up, I actually transitioned into the Laura Mercier Translucent Powder, and I've been using that instead. I had the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil Bronzer. Man, I used the heck out of that thing. I had Major Pan in it. It was the first bronzer that I tried. Maybe not the first. I think I tried the one from NYC first, but that one pulled very red on me. So then I went into the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil Bronzer. I loved it. It smelled divine. I used it a ton, panned it. And that was one where when I used it up, I would have repurchased it, except everybody at the time was talking about Benefit's Hoola bronzer, and I really wanted to see what that was all about. But I've been thinking about the Milk Chocolate Soleil bronzer again. And that is one where if I could get a smaller size, because my makeup collection has grown so much from 2015, if I could get a smaller size of that, I would, because I would be interested in trying it again and seeing if I still really like it. I also had Benefit's Dallas blush on there. That is one that I decluttered because I had it for so many years. It was one of their boxed blushes. I absolutely loved that shade because I could use that shade on like very light makeup days when I didn't want to have a bronzer, and I could kind of put it in the hollows of my cheeks and it would just give me more of a chiseled look, but it wasn't an actual bronzer, it was a blush, and it created a nice flush on the cheeks. That is a blush that I would be interested in repurchasing again. The highlighter that I mentioned was the only highlighter in my collection for a very long time, and it was the little Becca Saucer in collaboration with Jaclyn Hill, the Champagne Pop Highlighter. Now this was one where back in the day, it was supposed to be limited edition, just in collab with Jaclyn Hill, and I even think that in my Best of Beauty, I told Becca that I wanted them to make it permanent, and it did become a permanent staple. This is still my original one from 2015. You can see there's a little bit of pan in there. I have since added so many more highlighters to my collection, so I don't reach for this very often. It was a beautiful champagne shade. I do think that I have other highlighters in my collection that I like more, but I hold on to this just for nostalgia purposes because it was my first real high-end highlighter and the only highlighter that I've ever hit pan on. I also talked about the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot, and I do still have a paint pot in my collection. MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot has more of a yellow base. This is the Painterly Paint Pot, which has more of a neutral pink undertone, and I actually find that Painterly is a better shade match for me, but I do still really like these. They are a little bit of a thicker consistency. These are great for making the eyeshadow really pop on your eyes, but they also cancel out any veining or redness that you have on your lids. So still using that. Then I talked about Maybelline The Rocket Volumizing Mascara. If you've been with me for a while, if you've seen my empties videos, you know it is still a holy grail mascara. I just did a top 5 mascaras of 2020. You will see that mascara mentioned in that video, but I still use it. Maybelline makes some great drugstore mascaras, and I have kind of dipped my toes into the high-end mascara realm, and I do have some high-end products that I really like, but I keep going back to my Maybellines. I think the drugstore has some great mascaras. Mentioning some more eye products. Ooh, the Urban Decay 24/7 eyeliner. Yes, I am still using the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On eye pencils. This is in the shade Perversion. I like this. It is a pencil that you sharpen, but it has a very creamy consistency, and I like to use this to tightline. So I put it right on the upper waterline of my lashes, and I feel like this eyeliner just kind of makes my eyelashes look a little more voluminous. This is very long lasting. It doesn't crease on me. It's not drying. It doesn't tug on my eyes. It's still in my collection. I do have a couple more products to share with you. Another eyeliner, I did go through a few of the Rimmel Nude Scandalized eyeliners, and that is one that I would repurchase, except Sephora was having a sale on their nude eyeliners when I was shopping one day, so I picked that up to try. My favorite eyeliner for winged eyeliner was the Kat Von D, or KVD, now it's KVD Beauty, but back then it was Kat Von D, her Trooper liner. I don't remember the name of it. The tattoo liner in Trooper. I never actually had to purchase the full size. I would get many of those little minis when they were point perks, or if they were like gift with purchase or in sets, I would pick them up. I loved that eyeliner because I like the felt tip and it has a nice point to it. I have been using the Fenty eyeliner, which is similar in the sense that it has a very fine point and it's real easy to get a wing. I just don't do winged eyeliner all that often these days. I mentioned my Urban Decay Naked Basics eyeshadow palette, and I think I hit pan in 2 or 3 shades of that before I got rid of it out of my collection. That is great for the teenager in your life, for the beginner, for someone who just wants quick and easy makeup and they like neutral shades. That palette has some great neutral shades. It worked very well for me for a very long time, but as my eyeshadow collection has grown, I have more eyeshadow palettes that I like better. I also was rocking with Makeup Geek back in 2015, and Makeup Geek were some of the first eyeshadows that I purchased. They are really the only singles that are in my collection at the moment, and some of my first few videos back in 2015 were on the Makeup Geek eyeshadows, and yes, these are the same ones from 5 years ago. So they're powder products. They may or may not be safe to use on the eyes, but I am still using them. I also talked about my MAC Fix Plus. Again, if you have seen any of my empties, you know that I keep going through these. I love my MAC Fix Plus. And then I mentioned my Giorgio Armani C perfume. Still have it. I still buy it in it's not a roller ball anymore. It was a roller ball. I still buy it in the travel size spray. I absolutely love this perfume. I've always been someone where anytime I would purchase the full-size bottle of a perfume, before I could use it up, I didn't like it anymore. So when I found Giorgio Armani's C, I loved it. I got the smaller size, continued to love it, and I've continued to buy the smaller size. It is still my favorite perfume. And there you have it. That was my walk down memory lane. Those are my thoughts on my Best of Beauty 2015. If you did enjoy this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I would love to have you subscribe, stay a while. Tune in every Friday in January. We are going to take a look at my old Best of Beauty. So next Friday will be Best of Beauty 2016. And I do have a whole month of nothing new on my channel. So if that sounds like something you want to join in on, make sure you're subscribed so that I can see you in my next one. But thank you so much for watching. Bye.